So, hey Leonard.
Hi Jongho.
So, how are you doing today?
I'm great.
Did you finish your work?
I finished my work and I'm very thirsty.
Okay, then you're good to drink already?
Alright.
So today, you know what we're gonna do?
Yeah, tell me.
Oh yeah, I prepared 2 Berlin beers and 1 Korean beer, and I'm gonna ask you which one is the best beer and which one is the worst beer. Make yourself blind.
Yes.
And 앞으로.
So you said it's 2 Berlin beers and a Korean beer?
Yeah, 1 Korean beer.
So you're not going to tell me which German beer and which Korean beer it is?
These are Berlin beer.
Uh-huh. And it's any Korean beer?
Any Korean beer. Very typical Korean beer
Right.
that everybody drinks.
So, okay. So Berlin beer is a Pilsner and I guess Korean beer is a Pilsner too.
Supposedly, if you can call it beer, according to German tradition, we'll see if they are different.
That is a very nice sound.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the sound of a nice beer. I can hear the foam.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, I can't see which it is, but there's a lot of foam, so I assume it's not the Korean beer.
Yeah. Then we'll see if it's different. Yeah, you can take off. We'll see. So you go from 1 to 3
All right.
and need to figure out what is Korean beer. These are all cold beer.
All right.
Yeah, I put the freeze for 2 days.
So I can see the different color. You can see slight different color. Seems like Pilsner, all of them.
Yeah.
We have a little bit less foam in the middle. Let's see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Difficult.
It's very difficult. Once you put the right temperature to beer,
Yeah.
it becomes very difficult to
Right.
to differentiate.
Cold beer now.
So it's very easy for everybody else to know. If you have a warm beer,
Yeah.
you can taste a bad beer and a good beer. When it's warm, it's very easy to detect.
Right. I guess even you can smell it.
Yes.
But these are all proper amount to drink and proper temperature to drink.
So the task is now to say which one is the best out of the 3.
Right?
Yes. Well, I would say those are 3 drinks that are tasty.
Good.
I would say from the taste, from
Yeah.
the look, and from the feel, 3 of them to be beers.
Yeah, yeah, good. That's good to hear. At least they are beers.
My first thought would be the one number 2 has a little bit less volume to the taste, a little bit more flat. It has a little bit less character, but I will have to do a second try.
Oh, sure.
Quick one.
Yeah. That's one place I'm interested.
Oh, right. All right, I'm gonna be honest with everybody. They're all drinkable, good beers. I would say my feeling is the one in the middle has a little bit more. There are more flavors to that drink than I would expect in a traditional Pilsner. It doesn't really belong to a Pilsner. That's a feel. Although I must say, if I drank it singularly without comparison, I would probably drink it as a beer. But I say number 2 is the one I would say I prefer least out of this group. I think number 3 is the best.
This is the best.
This is the best.
Yeah. So among all 3.
Among those 3, yes.
Okay. So alright. So for you, number 3 is the best. Can you tell the difference? Like a stronger, weaker, more malty, or?
I would say a proper beer has to have a certain character. So when you drink it, it has to be a very different experience to, for instance, drinking a glass of water.
Yeah.
When you drink a glass of water, when you're thirsty maybe, there's no taste to it, there's no volume to it.
Right.
So if you have a proper beer, you would expect a certain volume. Number 3 has a good volume. Right, that's correct.
So then, alright, let's see. I'll put the butter.
Now that's going to be
Yeah.
exciting.
So this goes in this direction.
Seriously.
Yay!
Huh. So apparently Cass is the most voluminous, the most tasty beer in this group of beers.
Oh yeah.
But I see you picked 2 Berlin beers.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's because I guess these 2 beers are Pilsner, lighter. Supposedly this is like hell or lager, although it has less malt.
These are traditional Berlin beer. As you know, Jongo, I am from Berlin.
Right.
I usually don't drink this beer. When I go to the bar or when I go to a supermarket, I would never buy this. This is my least favorite Berlin beer. This is a beer I used to drink when I was younger, when I was a student. It came cheap in bars. I don't usually drink it anymore. It's not my favorite taste. There's another Berlin beer that I prefer much better.
Yeah, Berliner Pilsner.
But to be quite frank, this is a beer I don't recommend as my favorite. You would always argue there are more than three, but there are three larger Berlin beers. Those are two out of them. People have different opinions. A couple of friends of mine, they continue drinking this. I'm quite satisfied with myself that I picked this out of the group of beers to taste the least, because this is what I usually think. So it's good. One thing that surprises me, that Kass is my favorite in this group. It has a lot of malt, okay. It has cornstarch. Okay. One thing that is obviously different between German and Korean beers is what you put in there. You know that, John?
Yeah, the different grain.
Korean beer is there are more things to add, right? You can alter the taste by adding different ingredients.
Right, that's legally fine. And
yes.
by tradition, it is okay. Because usually Korean food is spicy or like very strong taste. So beer needs to be strong, actually.
But as you know, Jongho, I used to also live in Korea. And to be honest, Kass was always my least favorite Korean beer. I'm more a fan of Obi. I didn't know what I was drinking. And I can basically say the Korean beer out of these three beers, both of which the other ones were German, is the best beer.
Ah, great. Yeah, it's very different than I expected and maybe everybody else was expecting. But it's true. It's actually a good beer.
Right.
Yeah, it's not bad. Unless you mix this with the soju something.
So shall we now finish these beers together?
Usually, yeah, I finish everything and close my video.
I like Kass most. I will take Kass.
Alright, the most expensive beer among these.
Most expensive because it's imported, right?
Right. These are €1 each. And this is like €3 more.
Wow, that's for a small bottle,
small one.
0.3 and then half a liter. Okay, but then in Korea it will be the other way around.
These you cannot find in Korea.
So I will drink now the Kass. So I will give you the Schultheiß.
Right?
And I'll say cheers.
Oh yeah, that's a bottle. Right, okay guys, cheers.